Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss electric charges and field part 3. In part 1, part 2 we discuss the concepts. In this part we will discuss the problems related to two parts. What are the concepts? The Coulomb's law and vector form of Coulomb's law and properties of charges and different types of charge densities. Linear charge density, surface charge density, and volume charge density. Now we'll see few problems related to part 1 and 2 concepts. Okay, so these problems we are taking from NCERT exercise questions. Now we'll see the first question. What is the force between two small charged spheres having charges of 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb and 3 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb placed 30 centimeter apart in air? Remember, whenever if you want to solve any problem in physics, keep in mind these necessary steps. First one, write the given data. What are the given data? Second, choose suitable formula for this given data. Then check, is there any conversions, meter to centimeter, centimeter to meter, and millimeter. Okay, that conversions. Then quick calculation. Quick calculation. These steps are very, very important in order to do the problems in physics. Now we'll see what are the given data from this question. Two small charges they give. Let us assume first charge Q1 is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb, and second charge Q2 is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb. And these two charges are separated by the distance. How much? 30 centimeter. Let us take this is our Q1, this is our Q2. Separated by distance 30 centimeter. Now, is there any conversions? Yes. What is the conversion? 30 centimeter is going to convert into meter. 30 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. Then, if you observe these all parameters, what is our formula? We know from Coulomb's law, force between two charges is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. This is the force in vacuum. Remember, if it is a medium, this equation is changed to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught epsilon r Q1 Q2 by R square. Now this is in air, so our epsilon r is equal to 1. Then finally our force is changes to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. Force F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. And we know 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to 9 into 10 to the power of 9. What are the units? Newton meter square per coulomb square. This is our 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught value. Now we'll substitute all values in our formula. F is equal to 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into Q1, 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 into Q2, 3 into 10 to the power of minus 7 divided by distance. How much? 30 centimeter. Distance is 30 centimeter. That is 30 into 30 into 10 to the power of minus 2 into 10 to the power of minus 2. Then force F is equal to 3 2 ja 6, 6 9 ja 54. 54 into here 10 to the power of minus 7, 10 to the power of minus 7, 10 to the power of minus 14, and here 10 to the power of 9 divided by 30 into 30. We can written as 9 into 10 square into 10 to the power of minus 2 into 10 to the power of minus 2. Now 10 to the power of plus 2 and minus 2 get cancelled. 9 ones are 9 6. Then force F is equal to 6 into these two will go up, it will becomes positive, then it is 10 to the power of 11 minus 14. How much? 6 into 10 to the power of minus 3 Newton. This is our force between two charges. And what is the nature of this force? Attractive or repulsive? This nature of the force is repulsive force. Repulsive force, because two charges are given same charges, that is positive charges, will get the repulsive force. Okay, this is our first question. Next, we'll see the second question. Second question. The second question, we have two parts. First part. Now, what is our question? The electrostatic force on a small sphere of charge 0.4 microcoulomb due to another small sphere of charge minus 0.8 microcoulomb in air. Remember, last problem also we discussed in air. Force 0.2 Newton. Then what is the distance between the two spheres? What we have to find? Distance between the two charges we need to find, or we need to find. Then same, what are the given data? Two charges they give. Let us assume Q1 is equal to 0.4 microcoulomb. So here simultaneously convert 0.4 microcoulomb, convert into coulomb, that is 0.4 into 10 to the power of minus 6 coulomb. Then Q2 is equal to minus 0.8 microcoulomb, that is minus 0.8 into 10 to the power of minus 6 coulomb. And what are the given force? How much? 0.2 Newton. Force is 0.2 Newton. And we know when these two charges are separated in air, first problem we discussed, what is our formula? Force F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. Then F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 9 into 10 to the power of 9 Q1 0.4 into 10 to the power of minus 6 Q2 0.8 into 10 to the power of minus 6 divided by distance R square. This R square we need to find. Then force, we know how much. This is 0.2. Then R square is equal to 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into this we can written as 0.4 into 10 to the power of minus 6 into 0.8 into 10 to the power of minus 6 divided by 0.2. Then R square is equal to 0.1 and 2. Then 8, 2. This we can written as 8 into 10 to the power of minus 1. That is nothing but 8 to the 16, 16 9 is 144 into here 10 to the power of 9 plus 2, 10 to the power of 11. And here This is minus 1. 10 to the power of minus, how much? 10 to the power of minus 12, 13. Okay, see here it is 10 to the power of 9, and here 10 to the power of minus 6, 10 to the power of minus 6, 10 to the power of minus 12, and here minus 1, 10 to the power of minus 30. That is 10 to the power of 9 into 10 to the power of minus 30. This is nothing but 144 into 10 to the power of minus 4. If you want to find R, this is 12 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meter. Okay, this is our distance between the two charges. Now we will see the second problem. Means in the second problem, B part. We'll see B part. B part, what we have to find, what is the force on the second sphere due to first? What is the force on second sphere due to first? This is first sphere and second sphere. We are taking Q1 and Q2. They ask you to find what is the force on second. Force on this second due to first. How much force? This is negative. This is positive only now. These two are separated by distance. Some R. Now we found. Then what is the force? This force F2 due to 1. This is attractive from this side. From this side also attractive. So force nature is attractive force. Attractive. And what is the force? And force is same. How much? 0.2 Newton. Force remains constant, that is same in these two cases. If force acting on first due to second, or force acting on second due to first, means second charge due to first charge, just it changes the directions. If we consider 2 due to 1, this is our direction. If we consider 1 due to 2, this is our direction. Now we'll see our third question. We'll see our third question. Third question. Check that the ratio K E squared by GMEMP is dimensionless. Look up at the table of physical constants and determine the value of this ratio. What does the ratio signifies? First, whether it is a dimensionless or not, we have to check. And this ratio signifies is what? Then we know K is what? 1 by 4 by epsilon naught. What is the value? 9 into 10 to the power of 9. And what is the units? What is the units? Newton meter square per coulomb square. And E, charge of electron, 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Unit is coulomb. And G is universal gravitational constant, that is 6.67 into 10 to the power of minus 11. And what are the units? CF is equal to G m1 m2 by r square. Then G is equal to fr square by m1 m2. If you don't remember, try to get the units from this. Okay, that is Newton meter square kg square. Then me is the mass of electron, that is 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kg, and mp is the mass of proton, that is 1.66 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg. Okay, all values we know with units also. Now check this all units whether we'll get the dimension or dimensionless. See, we are going to check whether we have the dimensions or dimensionless quantity. Then, what is our equation? K E square by G M E M P. Now, only we are checking the units. First one. K, what are the units? Newton, meter square, by coulomb square, and E, charge, that is coulomb square, and G, what are the units of G? Newton meter square, kg square. Newton meter square per kg square. Next, ME and MP units, that is kg square. Now check this units. Coulomb square, Newton meter square. This kg square will go up, kg square. So we'll get dimensionless. K square by G M E M P is the dimensionless. Now we need to find what is this ratio signifies. If substitute all values K, E, G, ME and MP all values, we get the answer. K is 9 into 10 to the power of 9 and E is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 and G is 6.67 into 10 to the power of minus 11 and the mass of electron 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 and mass of proton 1.66 into 10 to the power of minus 27. Here this is charge square, whole square. If we solve this equation, we'll get nearly this value is 2.3 into 10 to the power of 39. This is the value. What it explains, this value, what it signifies, this value is the ratio of, that value is the ratio of electric force to the gravitational force. Electric force to the gravitational force between proton and electron. So these value signifies it is the ratio of electric force to the gravitational force between proton and electron, keeping the distance between them is constant. Keeping the distance between them is constant. Okay? Or simply if you see here, if you use keeping the distance between them is constant, it is K squared by R squared by G M E M P by R squared. We know K is square 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. This is force, nothing but electric force only, no? And this is G M1 M2 by R square, gravitational force. Okay, this is the ratio signifies. Clear? Next. Next, we'll see another question. Fourth question. What we have to find here? Explain the meaning of this statement, that is electric charge of a body is quantized. Okay, we discussed in properties of charges. What is meant by quantized? They asked what is the meaning of the statement electric charge of a body is quantized. So we have the condition for quantization, that is Q is equal to plus or minus Ne. Electric charge of a body is quantized when Q is equal to plus or minus Ne. This means only, what does it means? Only integral number of electrons are transferred from one body to another. Okay, so what is the meaning of the quantization? Means Q is equal to plus or minus Ne, means only integral number of electrons are transferred from one body to another. Means if you take the example, this is A body and this is B body. Here we have 10 electrons. Next, while rubbing this one, these 10 electrons is going to transfer to B in integral number only. Means first it will move with 1 electron, next 2 electron, next 3 electron, next 4 electron, like that. Means it is transfer the charges from one body to another in integral form, not in fractional form. That is 0.2 electron, 0.2 charges, like that is not possible. So that is the meaning of quantization. Okay, next, in this question we have another part. We will see that part also. B part. What they ask me here? B part. Why can one ignore quantization of electric charge when dealing with macroscopic, that is large scale changes? Okay, they ask the quantization of electric charge is ignored when dealing with macroscopic, that is large scale charges. See, in macroscopic, generally charges are very large value will take, huge value we are taking the charges compared to the charge of electron. Then no need to take the consideration into quantization of charge. Here we are taking large value. Here electron value is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb, but here we are taking 200, 300 coulombs. That is maximum value or large value compared to this one. So the quantization condition is we cannot take. And here in large scale we'll get the charge is continuous. Okay, why can one ignore quantization of electric charge when dealing with macroscopic? Means in macroscopic we are taking the charges are very large compared to the charge of electron. That's why we are not taking the quantization condition and we are ignoring. And when it is macroscopic, the charge is continuous. Okay, clear? Next, we'll see fifth question. So what is the question here? When a glass rod is rubbed with a silk cloth, charges appear on both. We discussed in the first part when glass rod is rubbed with the silk cloth. This is our glass rod and silk cloth. When glass rod is rubbed with silk cloth, this glass rod is gained positive charged body. This is negative charged body. We discussed. On both, a similar phenomenon is observed with many other pairs of bodies. Same phenomenon will observe in different bodies. Explain how this observation is consistent with law of conservation of charge. They asked, explain how this is consistent with law of conservation of charge. First, we want to know what is the law of conservation of charge. Charge of an isolated system remains constant. Of an isolated system remains constant. Constant or charge cannot be created. Charge cannot be created and cannot be destroyed. Cannot be destroyed, but it can transfer from one body to another. So that is our law of conservation of charge. Now we'll see the example how it will works. Here, let us take this is our A body and this is B body. Initially, these two bodies are neutral. That is here 10 electrons, 10 proton, here 10 electrons and 10 protons. While rubbing these two bodies, what happened? This electrons going to here. When the electrons is going to here, we'll get excess of electrons, that is 10 electrons. This 2 is neutral already. Here, 10 electrons is giving to this B body, left with 10 protons, here 10 electrons. 10 proton plus 10 electrons. What does it mean? Again, it will be neutral. Means the charge is constant of this an isolated system. Then it obeys the law of conservation of charge. Clear? Simple. Law of conservation of charge means charge remains constant. It cannot created and it cannot destroyed, but will transfer from one body to another. Okay. Next, we'll see sixth question. Yes. Here, 4-point charges QA is equal to 4-point charges. We are taking QA 2 microcoulomb, QB minus 5 microcoulomb, and QC 2 microcoulomb, and QD minus 5 microcoulomb are located at the corners of the square of ABCD of side 10 centimeter. What is the force on the charge of 1 microcoulomb placed at the center of the square? Let us take, this is our square. I will draw clearly. Let us take, this is our square, and here charges, that is QA charge, and here it is QB charge, and here it is QC charge, and here it is QD charges. We placed. So QA charge is 2 microcoulomb, QB minus 5 microcoulomb, and QC 2 microcoulomb, and QD minus 5 microcoulomb. We observe here the diagonal charges are same. Here minus 5 microcoulomb, here minus 5 microcoulomb, and here 2 microcoulomb, here 2 microcoulomb. And the side they give how much? 10 centimeter. This is 10, this is 10, this is 10, this is 10. At center we have 1 microcoulomb charge. Now we need to find what is the force at the center. Okay, what is the force at the center? We know the directions in taking the forces from Cartesian. Upside is positive, downside is negative, and right side is positive, and this side is negative, left side. This is the directions taking the force and electric field. Now we need to find the force on here. So you stand here, and see the opposite charge. This opposite charge is positive. Then what is the force? Positive and positive, repulsion force. So this is the force due to A. Next, if you stand here and see this charge, this is also positive, this is positive, so this is the force due to C. Next, if you stand here and see the opposite charges, QB, this is also positive, then this is your force, that is FB. Next, similar way, stand here, see in opposite charges positive, so this is our force FB. If you observe FB force is what? This FB force and this FD force are same. Okay, are same only. And the distance is how much? If you take this is from Pythagoras, this is 10 and this is 10. This overall distance is 10 root 2. This overall distance is 10 root 2. And up to here, if you take up to here, this is 10 root 2 by 5. And here also it is 10 root 2 by 2. And here also 10 root 2 by 2. Okay. Then if you observe carefully, force FB is same as force FD, but opposite direction. Here see, that is positive and negative. Same. In similar way, if you observe, force FC is same as force FA, but directions are different. So both directions are, one is positive, another one is negative. Similar way, positive and negative. Then the total net force on the body at center is 0. Clear? Simple concept here. Two equal and opposite forces. Here also two equal and opposite forces with the same distance, with the same charges. Okay, direction is opposite, then our net force is equal to 0. This is the concepts question. Or if you want to find this force, now we'll take individual FA, FB, FC, FD, and again we'll take the directions. Then we'll get all forces. If we add, we'll get the force. That is also will get finally 0. Okay. Or in exam, if we get the less time, we go through this way, shortcut method. Okay. So with that, we'll conclude our part 3 session. Thank you. Thank you for watching. We see you in next part.